بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين محمد الأمين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر المحجلين وتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Professor Dr. Muhammad Sophia Wang, Director of Sultan Ahmad Shah Medical Center in Kuantan, International Islamic University, Malaysia, distinguished scholars, esteemed medical professionals, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First and foremost, allow me to present my sincere apologies for being unable to join you in person. Circumstances beyond my control prevented my attendance, and I genuinely regret missing the blessing of being among you. Yet, my heart, prayers, and full engagement remain with you, and I look forward, inshallah, to being with you in person in the near future. I also express my deep appreciation to Sultan Ahmad Shah Medical Center in Kuantan for selecting a theme of exceptional relevance and depth. The integration of Islamic scholarship and medical science is not merely an academic endeavor. It is a civilizational necessity, for it concerns the dignity of human being, the stability of the family, the welfare of communities, and the formation of a healthcare model that is ethical, compassionate, and truly human-centered. Brothers and sisters, Islamic civilization has always regarded the human being as an integrated whole: body, intellect, emotion, and spirit. Healing was never divorced from compassion, nor was knowledge separated from moral responsibility. This holistic worldview is embodied in the 5 essential objectives of the Sharia, maxims of Sharia, each of which is deeply integrated with the philosophy and practice of healthcare. The first objective, the preservation of religion or the preservation of faith, hifz al-din. This objective ensures that individuals maintain spiritual dignity and inner composure, something upheld through healthcare's role in sustaining physical strength and psychological stability necessary for worship. From this naturally follows the second objective, the preservation of life, hifz al-nafs, which affirms the sacredness and inviolability of every human existence, forming the foundation of medical responsibility in preventing illness, treating disease, and protecting public health. Once life is secure, attention extends to its continuity and stability through the preservation of progeny and family, hifz al-nasl or hifz al-ird, upheld in maternal and neonatal care, ethical, guided reproductive medicine, child protection, and support for healthy family systems. In turn, this nurtures the preservation of intellect, which safeguards mental clarity, emotional balance, and rational judgment, fulfilled through mental health services, addiction prevention, neurological care, and cognitive protection. Finally, sustaining all of this depends upon the preservation of wealth, hifz al-mal, which promotes fairness, prevents exploitation, and ensures equitable access to healthcare through ethical pricing, financial transparency, and sustainable system design. These maqasid form a unified ethical architecture in which healthcare lies at the very center, preserving life, strengthening families, nurturing intellect, enabling worship, and stabilizing society's material foundation. For this reason, brothers and sisters, healthcare in Islam is not merely a technical service, nor a charitable gesture. It is a moral trust, amana. It is indeed a collective obligation, fardhu kifaya, entrusted to institutions, governments, scholars, and practitioners working together in shared responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, to translate these objectives of Sharia, maqasid Sharia, into clinical practice, institutional governance, healthcare policy, and medical innovation, we must draw upon the jurisprudential maxim. We do call them legal maxim, shurud al-qawaid al-fiqhiyya, which serve as the ethical compass for responsible decision-making, while having the maqasid in hand, while having maqasid in our thoughts. Then we will need to have these jurisprudential maxims when we come to the practical aspect and translating this objective into practice. These maxims operate daily in hospitals, clinics, research laboratories, and ministries of health. Among these maxims that the practitioners, the professional medical professionals, will need to have, I'm not saying a very well-established knowledge, but they should have some kind of understanding of these maxims. Among these very important maxims need to be known the maxim which says, no harm and no reciprocating harm. That maxim established the foundation of patient safety, informed consent, and human care. Another maxim says harm must be removed. That maxim makes treatment, disease prevention, and elimination of unsafe practices obligatory, because the harm must be removed. When harm cannot be removed or cannot be fully eliminated, harm is to be minimized as much as possible. الضرر يزال والضرر يدفع بقدر الإمكان. This maxim guides, curates palliative care and risk-benefit clinical judgment. Once in life-threatening situation, there is a maxim which says necessities permit the prohibited. This maxim allows ethical grounded exceptions, allow the medical doctors to take the decisions once there is a need, once there is an emergency. Likewise, when matters become constrained, allowances expand in Islam. إذا ضاق الأمر اتسع. That maxims explain that ensure flexibility and mercy for those facing hardship. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had obliged, had entrusted, had allowed the medical doctors or the professionals to act while these things is happening in their eyes. Likewise, or meanwhile, the default ruling concerning means in Islam is permissibility. Al-aslu fil wasaili al-ibaha. This maxim opens the way for medical innovation, including telemedicine, AI, diagnostics, biotechnology, and organ transplantation, provided nuclear harm is demonstrated. Meaning, with these maxims, the default ruling concerning means in Islam is permissibility. So, medical, for this open the way, as we said, for medical innovation, for telemedicine, AI diagnostics, biotechnology, and organ transplantation, provided nuclear harm is demonstrated. And finally, there is another maxim which needs to be taken into account, which says what is necessary to fulfill an obligation becomes obligatory. What is necessary to fulfill an obligation becomes obligatory. مقدمة الواجب واجب ما لا يتم الواجب إلا به فهو واجب. This maxim affirms that training healthcare professionals, building hospitals, sustaining supply systems, and ensuring access to care are not optional conveniences. They are religious and societal imperatives. It is an obligation upon the states, upon the leaders, to provide, to build hospitals, to provide this sustaining supply system, to ensure access to care for every single citizen in that land. When the objectives of Sharia, brothers and sisters, the maqasid of Sharia, inspire the purpose of healthcare, and the legal maxims of the Sharia guide its application, we achieve accordingly healthcare that is scientifically rigorous, ethically grounded, spiritually meaningful, and socially just. When the objective of Sharia inspire the purpose of healthcare, and the legal maxims of the Sharia guide its application, we achieve healthcare that is scientifically rigorous, ethically grounded, spiritually meaningful, and socially just. Brothers and sisters, this is precisely the mission championed by the International Islamic Fiqh Academy of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC. We try to bring scholars and medical professionals into sustained dialogue to shape healthcare pathways rooted in wisdom, compassion, and sanctity of human dignity. We have produced resolutions and recommendations. You may refer to these resolutions and recommendations. I shall be forwarding to Professor Dr. Muhammad Awang these resolutions in order to enable the participant to have access to this, where we have many resolutions related to healthcare in that book. Before concluding, brothers and sisters, I express my sincere hope that this conference may become an annual tradition, deepening collaboration, enriching shared knowledge, and widening the circle of benefit to our societies and humanity at large. In this context, IFA is pleased to collaborate to Sultan Ahmad Shah Medical Center and the Faculty of Medicine and all of those departments concerned that we could host in very near future, if it happened, the second edition of this annual event, which is the most important, which is so timely and is needed for all Muslim Ummah and for all mankind. Because we need to have this ethical, scientifically grounded healthcare, and we want something socially just and helpful to whole mankind. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your effort, what you have done for bringing all the scholars, most of the good scholars and professionals, to bring them together in this very beautiful city of Kuantan that I missed a lot. I love this city. Certainly I love Malaysia. I owe Kuantan, I owe all Malaysia, but I owe Kuantan the most, because I had a chance to have one of my daughter who graduated from this city, who studied medicine, and today she's performing well in the United States. All praise to be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and thankful and gratefulness to Malaysia, to IUM, and to the Kuantan city, our beloved city, the city of our beloved King. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purify our intentions and make this gathering a source of healing, wisdom, and mercy, and bring us together and give us the opportunity to meet again and again, to discuss and to help and to share whatever we do have in that area of knowledge. Wabillahi tawfiq. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Terima kasih to all.